Esteemed Board of Directors, my name is Oriel Neto, and the debated motion of this speech is going to be: this House believes that social media's content moderation policies should be determined by users. With this in mind, it is necessary a definition of some topics, like what is a content moderation, what is a social media content, and also what is a user determination. In first place, a content moderation consists of reviewing process which aims to regularize platforms' contents by removing the inappropriate theses. In second place, a social media content is composed of photos, videos, texts, and other materials that are shared by social media. Then, in third place, a user determination can be understood as the right social media users have to create their own communications and interactions in an autonomous and democratic approach. Moreover, a policy of social media users determining their very moderation principles is essential to ensure a diverse environment that consolidates related freedom rights, just like the freedom of speech. Besides this, nowadays, the millennial generation with the Generation Z are the groups of people composed by the younger ones that spend more time in social media, reaching high scores of daily time used in this kind of platform. It is also worth highlighting that the social media users have the right to shape their environment because the main mission of social media like Instagram is to let the users express their opinions in an open communication channel, characterizing a democratic environment. Then, considering this aspect, the users must have autonomy to choose their own content moderation policies because they are the only people who can decide which subject they can have access to. And with this autonomy, the democracy can be more consolidated because the users will be able to choose and talk about their relevant topics without the platform interference. Besides this, it is also needed to debate about how diversity and representativity are affected by the content moderation. The social media companies must understand that they have several kinds of users with a huge number of opinions that are disrespected by some moderation policies because the platform may consider some of these expressions inappropriate. Considering this, there's another reason to let the users determine their own content moderation policies, because with this, it is possible to achieve a bigger level of inclusion among society, since users will know their interests and have easier access to them, and will also be free to express themselves without the risk of being censored by platforms. Furthermore, with users choosing their own moderation policies, social media will have a better comprehension of its users' interests, becoming easier to attend to the people's needs and expectations, and also creating a secure environment to diversity and democracy with policies that are fair for the users of this kind of platform. There's also the need to recognize that some people may say that social media users shouldn't have freedom to choose their own content moderation policies because with this, hate speech could spread with more facility since the platforms wouldn't have the control of the posted content. But it is needed to understand that these contents can't affect the majority of users' liberty because of these few and isolated cases of inappropriate conduct that goes against the human rights. Another argument that opposers may have is that with this kind of liberty, it can be easier to spread content against the human rights that disrespect social inclusion. However, these opposers need to understand that these are just isolated cases that don't represent the entire group of users, and because of this, the majority of these users must not be restricted of this essential right of choosing their own content moderation policies. In summary, knowing the definition of social media content, of content moderation, and of users' determination, it is possible to understand that the users must participate in their content moderation policies as a way to ensure democracy, freedom of speech, and inclusion besides the opposition of some people have. Then, everyone must have the right to feel comfortable while using social media, something that can be ensured by people's activity rule in choosing their own content moderation policies.